Hi and welcome. Today's class is restorative, so get nice and cozy, and you'll either need a bolster or a big pillow or a couple of folded blankets or towels. We're going to get started in child's pose. So let me show you first, and if that doesn't work for you, I'm going to give you another option. So child's pose, knees are bent, hips are on the heels, pulling your pillow, support whatever it is out in front, and we're just going to lay right on down. Okay? If that doesn't work great for your knees or hips, that's okay. You're going to come onto your back and rest right here with knees bent. Good. Settle in wherever you are. We'll start with some nice gentle breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose, if that's possible for you today, or through the mouth, if that feels better. We'll stay in each shape about 3 to 5 minutes. Always know that you can move if you'd like before we change shapes. So wherever you are, whether you're in that child's pose or if you're on your back, start to let the muscles in the face relax. The belly softens. The hands feel heavy. This is your time to rest, to find some stillness, to connect with your breath. If you're in this child's pose shape and your head is resting on one side, if you'd like, we're about halfway through, so take your other cheek to your pillow or blankets. Shoulders relax. About 1 more minute wherever you are. Nice. If you're on your back, just hug your knees into your chest and rock a little bit side to side. If you're in this child's pose shape, bring the hands to the mat. Slowly start to press your way up. We're going to come into a tabletop shape just for a few moments. Inhale, open up through that front body. Exhale, round the spine. Just a couple more waves along the spine. Yeah. Good. So if you're on your back, bring your feet to your mat. I'll tell you your next option in just a moment. If you're doing this belly facing down option, you're going to take one hip down to the mat. So it doesn't matter which side, we're going to do both. Knees are going to go out in one direction, hip to the mat. And then we're going to turn belly and chest kind of facing down towards our pillow or support here. And let the head rest the same direction as the knees. So if you're on your back here, arms can rest out to the side. And we'll just let the knees fall to one side. So if you have that pillow or blanket and you want to take it underneath the knees here for some more support, feel free to do so. Just so you can find a place to rest. Maybe even that pillow comes in between the knees. Maybe that feels better for you. Wherever you are. And as always, if coming down to the floor doesn't feel great for you, you can do this on your bed, on a couch, anywhere that feels the most accessible and the most comfortable. Resting here for a couple more minutes. As you become aware of the breath, let's find some even inhales and exhales. So what that means is just seeing if you can have your inhale and exhale be the same length. Maybe it's a count of 2 or 6 or 4 or anywhere in between. And then just rest here. Shoulders and jaw relax. Very good. About 1 more minute here. We'll start to switch shapes. So if you're in that belly down version, come back to tabletop and then bring that opposite hip to the mat so the knees face in the other direction. Bring belly and chest back onto your pillow or bolster. If you're on the back like me, all you're going to do is bring the knees to center and slowly over to the other side. Readjusting that pillow, towel, blanket, whatever you have, and finding a place to rest. Settling in these first couple breaths, shift and adjust as you'd like. And then start to find some stillness. And again, we'll be in this shape for about 3 to 4 minutes. Maybe coming back to that samavriti, that equal breathing. Wonderful. You've got about 1 more minute wherever you are. Wonderful. If you're on your back, bring the knees back to center and pause there. If you're in that belly option, come back again to your child's pose, and you can kind of scoot that bolster to the side. Letting maybe the forehead come to the hands or the mat. And resting wherever you are as long as you'd like until you feel ready to move again. When you feel ready to move, slowly bring the palms back to the mat. Find your way back up to the tabletop. And maybe take a little moment here to shift the hips a bit side to side, or you can take 1 foot back and then the other, or maybe just get a little stretch there for the backs of the knees, backs of the legs. We'll bring our support back in if it's not still there. Long ways on the mat, and if you want to add in another little extra pillow or another blanket or towel at the top of the mat, we're going to come into supported fish pose. So back's going to come all the way down to the mat. Arms can maybe rest out to the sides like a T, or even closer if that feels better for shoulders and chest. Knees are going to be bent here straight or out to the sides. So you get to choose what feels right for your body today. And we'll settle in for the next few minutes. This shape is so good to help counteract any kind of rounding forward that just naturally happens during the day. Especially if you work at a desk, work at a computer, or you work on your phone a lot, or you're just on your phone because. This is a really nice way to open up through chest and shoulders. Start to kind of work against that rounding that happens in the upper back. It's also a really nice gentle stretch for the abdominal muscles, especially if the knees are out. Good stretch for hips and legs. It kind of connects with every spot here. So if you happen to have 5 minutes at the end of your day or in the middle of your day when you need a little rest or a little kind of pick-me-up, this is a good way to just give the body a moment to chill. Give the mind a moment to chill. Maybe connect with your breath. Set a timer for 5 minutes, or even play a couple of your favorite songs. And then you will feel more rested, more ready for the rest of your day. Or if you're heading to bed, this is a good way to kind of transition from being active into that sleep time. Good. Couple more minutes here. Notice the muscles around the mouth, lips, tongue, jaw. Those areas can hold tension without us knowing. So when you become aware, maybe just soften those spaces a little bit. Good. About 1 more minute here. Few more breaths. We'll begin to bring the knees back together, bending them if they were straight. And all you're going to do is roll to one side, just enough to slide your blanket or pillow out from underneath you. And we're going to bring it down lower. Lifting the hips, sliding that support underneath the low back. So it's really underneath the sacrum, that flat part of the low back, kind of the pelvis. So not here at like the center of the waist, down low. We want that sacrum to be really supported here. Should be pretty comfortable. Again, you can always add more support or take some away, whatever feels right. Feet are going to be a little wider than the hips, and maybe those knees kind of fall towards each other, just so those legs can really rest. Arms can be by the sides. They can be out like a T. You can even rest them overhead if you want a little more chest and shoulder opening. But be conscious of neck and shoulders here. Sometimes taking the hands overhead might feel like a little too much. So make sure you choose an option that's really restful. Okay, great. Settling in wherever you are. And we'll work with the breath a little bit more here. So we were doing Samavriti, or equal breathing. This time, let's try to make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. So maybe you stay with that same number that you had for Samavriti. Maybe it was a 4, for instance. So the inhale is still a 4. But maybe see if you can take that exhale to a 5 or a 6, maybe even an 8. Again, we don't want to add any tension or stress, so don't feel as if you need to push that breath to its farthest. We're just going to take it a little bit longer. So play around and see what works for you. About 1 more minute here. A few more breaths. Nice. This next shape, we're only going to move just a little bit. So lift the hips and slide your support down just a tad. Not a big movement, just a little bit. And then set up the feet on the floor. We're going to bring the feet up towards the ceiling. Knees can be bent, legs definitely don't have to be straight. We're just kind of trying to find a place where we can pause and rest. So if it's uncomfortable for any reason to bring both legs up, you can bring one up at a time. If the support underneath you feels like you need to readjust, go for it. Again, we're just going to settle in here for a few minutes. Good. If you're doing one leg, I'll let you know when we're about halfway through and you can switch out. Upside down time is always nice. And this is a good way to do it without doing legs up the wall where you have to kind of shift and move a lot. So you can just lift those legs up, have some support below the hips, pelvis, and lift the legs up one at a time or both. Nice. If you have one leg lifted, go ahead and switch. Few more breaths here. Both feet eventually come down to the mat. If the shape is really comfortable for you and you want to leave your support where it is, you can. Or you can remove that, bring the back all the way down to the mat. Resting here as long as you'd like.